a beacon of hope, introducing Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose name has become synonymous with the fight for civil rights and social justice. Martin Luther King Jr. was a remarkable man. He was a leader. He was a visionary. His dream was not just for himself, but for all of humanity. King dedicated his life to fighting for justice and equality for all. He believed that every person, regardless of race, color, or creed, deserved to be treated with dignity and respect. He is remembered as a moral icon, a man who stood up against the injustices of his time and inspired others to do the same. Why is he seen this way? What makes his legacy so enduring and powerful? What makes his legacy so powerful? It is the timelessness of his message and the unwavering commitment he showed to his cause. King's message was simple but profound. He believed in love. He believed in peace. He believed in the power of unity and the strength of community. He believed in the power of nonviolence to overcome injustice. He taught that through peaceful protest and civil disobedience, real and lasting change could be achieved. He inspired millions with his words and actions. His speeches, such as the iconic "I Have a Dream," continue to resonate with people around the world. His legacy continues to inspire us today. We see his influence in the ongoing fight for civil rights and social justice. He reminds us to fight for what is right, to stand up against injustice, to believe in the power of love and non-violence, to dream of a better world for all. Martin Luther King Jr.'s vision was one of a world where people are judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. His dream was for a society where equality and justice prevail. His work laid the foundation for future generations to continue the fight for civil rights. His teachings remain a guiding light for those who seek to make the world a better place. As we remember Martin Luther King Jr., let us also remember the values he stood for. Let us carry forward his legacy by promoting peace, justice, and equality in our own lives. Let us honor his memory by continuing to fight for the rights of all people, and by striving to create a world where everyone can live in harmony and mutual respect. Martin Luther King Jr. was more than a leader. He was a symbol of hope and a beacon of light in a time of darkness. His legacy lives on in each of us, inspiring us to be better, to do better, and to dream bigger. Fighting for freedom, the struggle for equality. In King's time, America was a different place. Segregation was the law. Black people were treated as second-class citizens. They were denied basic rights. They faced discrimination in all aspects of life. This was a time of great injustice. King emerged as a powerful voice for change. He joined the civil rights movement. He led the Montgomery bus boycott. He became a leader in the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, or SCLC. King challenged segregation and discrimination. He demanded equality for all. The power of peace, nonviolent resistance. King believed in nonviolent resistance. He was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. He believed in fighting injustice with love and peace. King knew violence would only lead to more suffering. He wanted to win the hearts and minds of his oppressors. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that, King famously said. His message resonated with people across America. His commitment to nonviolence helped the civil rights movement gain support. It showed the world the power of peaceful protest. A life of sacrifice, the price of justice. King's fight for justice came at a great personal cost. He faced constant threats. He was assaulted and jailed many times. His life was in danger, but he never gave up. He knew the risks. He was willing to sacrifice everything for his beliefs. In 1968, King was assassinated. His death shocked the world. It was a tragic loss for the movement. However, his sacrifice only strengthened the resolve of those fighting for equality. King's death became a symbol of the high cost of freedom. Section 5. Words that echo through time. King's inspirational speeches. Martin Luther King Jr. is one of the most iconic figures in American history, known for his powerful and moving speeches that have left an indelible mark on the world. His words continue to resonate, inspiring generations to strive for justice and equality. King was a gifted orator. His ability to convey deep emotions and complex ideas in a way that was both accessible and profound set him apart. His speeches were not just words, they were a call to action, a plea for justice, and a beacon of hope for millions. His words had the power to move and inspire. People from all walks of life found themselves deeply affected by his speeches. Whether they were in the audience or listening from afar, they felt a connection to his message and a renewed sense of purpose. His speeches are still studied and celebrated today. Scholars analyze his rhetoric, students learn about his impact, and activists draw inspiration from his unwavering commitment to justice. His legacy lives on in classrooms, community centers, and hearts around the world. They are full of hope, passion, and conviction. Each speech is a testament to his belief in the power of words to change the world. His eloquence and fervor captured the essence of the civil rights movement and galvanized a nation to confront its injustices. Two speeches stand out. I Have a Dream and I've Been to the Mountaintop. These speeches encapsulate his vision and his unwavering faith in the possibility of a better future. They are not just historical artifacts, they are living documents that continue to inspire and challenge us. In I Have a Dream, King shared his vision of a just and equal America. Standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he painted a picture of a nation where freedom and equality were not just ideals, but realities. His words echoed across the National Mall and into the hearts of millions. He spoke of his dream of his children living in a nation where they would be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. This powerful vision of a harmonious and just society continues to inspire efforts towards racial equality and justice. In I've Been to the Mountaintop, delivered the day before his assassination, King spoke of his unwavering faith and the challenges that lay ahead. He reflected on the progress made and the work still to be done, urging his followers to remain steadfast in their pursuit of justice. His words, filled with a sense of urgency and hope, resonate even more profoundly knowing the tragic events that followed. King's speeches are more than just historical records. They are a source of inspiration and a reminder of the power of words to effect change. They continue to echo through time, reminding us of the enduring struggle for justice and the importance of standing up for what is right. Section 6. Faith as a Guiding Light, the Moral Compass. King was a Baptist minister. His faith was central to his life and activism. He used biblical references in his speeches. He spoke of love, justice, and forgiveness. His message resonated with people of all faiths. King's faith gave him strength and courage. It provided a moral framework for his activism. He saw the fight for civil rights as a spiritual battle. He believed in the power of love to overcome hate. He inspired others to live up to their highest moral principles. Section 7. A Global Movement, King's Enduring Legacy. King's message of peace and justice resonated far beyond America's borders. He inspired movements for freedom and equality worldwide. His legacy can be seen in the struggle against apartheid in South Africa. It's evident in the fight for human rights in countless other nations. King's teachings remain relevant today. They inspire us to challenge injustice wherever it exists. His words remind us that the fight for equality is a global struggle. We all have a role to play in creating a more just and peaceful world. Section 8. Living the Dream, King's message for today. King's message is timeless. It is as relevant today as it was decades ago. We still face challenges of racism, discrimination, and inequality. We must continue to fight for justice and equality for all. King's legacy calls us to action. We must stand up for what is right. We must speak out against injustice. We must never be silent in the face of oppression. We must remember that the fight for equality is a marathon, not a sprint. Section 9. The Mountaintop King's Final Vision. King's final speech, I've Been to the Mountaintop, was a poignant reflection on his life's work. He spoke of the challenges ahead but remained hopeful. He envisioned a future where justice and equality would prevail. King's vision of the mountaintop represents the promised land of freedom and equality. It's a reminder that the struggle for justice is ongoing. We must continue to strive for that vision. We must never lose sight of the mountaintop, even in the face of adversity. Section 10. Echoes of King, Modern Movements for Justice. King's legacy is evident in modern movements for justice. From Black Lives Matter to the fight for LGBTQ+ rights, his influence is undeniable. These movements echo King's commitment to nonviolent resistance and his pursuit of equality for all. King's message of love and peace continues to inspire activists today. His teachings on nonviolence provide a framework for peaceful protest. King's legacy reminds us that change is possible. It requires courage, determination, and a steadfast belief in the power of justice. Section 11. A Legacy of Love. Remembering Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy is a testament to the power of one person to make a difference. His words and actions have echoed through the decades, inspiring countless individuals to stand up for justice and equality. His dream of a world where people are judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin remains a guiding light for many. He was a man of great courage, conviction, and compassion. His bravery in the face of adversity and his steadfast commitment to non-violence set him apart as a leader. He faced numerous threats and challenges, yet he remained resolute in his mission to bring about social change through peaceful means. He changed the course of history. Through his leadership in the civil rights movement, he played a pivotal role in the passage of landmark legislation, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These laws helped dismantle institutionalized racism and opened doors of opportunity for millions of African Americans. He left an indelible mark on the world. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to combat racial inequality through non-violent resistance. His acceptance speech in Oslo remains one of the most powerful articulations of his vision for a just and peaceful world. We remember King not just for his activism, but for his unwavering belief in the human spirit. He saw the potential for goodness in every person and believed that love and understanding could bridge even the deepest divides. His speeches and writings continue to resonate, reminding us of the importance of empathy and compassion in our daily lives. He believed in the power of love to overcome hate. His philosophy of nonviolence was rooted in the idea that love is a more powerful force than hatred, and that it has the ability to transform individuals and societies. He often spoke of the beloved community, a society based on justice, equal opportunity, and love of one's fellow human beings. He believed in the possibility of a better world. His iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, delivered during the March on Washington in 1963, captured the hopes and aspirations of a generation. It remains one of the most enduring and influential speeches in American history, a call to action that continues to inspire movements for social justice around the globe. His legacy continues to inspire us to strive for that world. Today, as we face new challenges and injustices, we draw strength from his example. We are reminded that the fight for equality and justice is ongoing, and that each of us has a role to play in creating a more just and compassionate society. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream lives on in the hearts and minds of those who continue to work towards a better future for all. Section 12. Carrying the Torch, a call to action. King's legacy is a call to action. It's a reminder that the fight for justice and equality is never over. We must all do our part to create a more just and compassionate world. We must carry the torch of his legacy. We can honor King's legacy by living his teachings. We can practice non-violence. We can stand up for what is right. We can embrace diversity and treat everyone with respect. We can all be instruments of peace and agents of change,